So we are here at the Filmmakers Gallery in Long Beach, California, and I am Virginia Anzengruber, host of Super Hungry the podcast, here with Alexander.
And we're here today talking about this great day of indies. What a great day to come out and celebrate independent film.
It really is, lots of fun.
So I could recognize your voice in a heartbeat. And it's the one thing in Hollywood, you can get older and your voice stays the same pretty much, right?
Pretty much. Yeah, I had recordings of myself 30 years ago, and I still sound the same, I think.
What's that like, hearing yourself?
It's better and easier for me to hear myself than to see myself 30 years ago.
I can imagine.
That's a little shocking sometimes.
Do you hear the differences in your voice? Can you hear your younger self and tell the difference between
I can hear a lighter quality, but the tone is exactly the same.
How is it working for an independent film? How is that experience different than working for a larger studio? And what attracts you to working on independent projects?
Well, I produced Hyde, which will be screened here, and also The Listener. The biggest difference is money.
Money.
Oddly enough, money. But I've worked on like big budget motion pictures. Everything is taken care of. We have to do everything by ourselves when we work independently. Creating, in this case with The Listener, we created the props ourselves, we created the lighting ourselves. We actually shot it on an iPhone, so we knew how to use the camera. We borrowed a tripod, so yeah, it's a lot different than just having everything right at your fingertips. So it takes some creativity that I think makes it a lot more fun. You have to think through your problems and work them out, don't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like Barb's family.
So how did you guys fund both of your projects? Did you do Kickstarter or Indiegogo, or was it more traditional route?
It was all pretty much just traditional in the sense that the funding was just mostly the two of us. We pretty much split everything down the middle, more so on his end. That's sort of what it's been so far.
Well, in the case of Hyde, he came to me with the script and said, "You want to be in this?" And I said, "Yeah, it's a great script. I like it a lot." I said, "When are you going to do it?" He said, "Oh, I don't know." I said, "Well, why don't we do it? I'll produce it. And you have some money, and I have some money. We'll put it together." And we got some donations from other family members, and we put it together literally on a shoestring. The Listener was even more of a shoestring. It was a longer project, a longer shooting schedule, and we literally did everything ourselves.
And Robert, as a director, do you find that actors in independent projects are a little bit more passionate about the piece because it is lower budget? People are doing it because they really care about it. Do you think that there's a different energy, and how does that affect your directing approach?
Well, I've only done independent. So my experience has been definitely, working with passionate actors all the time. And so for me, being able to work with great talent, the passion is always there. So I love being able to see that when working with them.
And if you had to direct a big budget studio film, what kind of film would it be?
Oh goodness, that's a tough one. I mean, I'm a big fan of drama. I'm a big fan of thriller, sci-fi. I would probably avoid, turning the question around a little bit, I'd probably avoid comedy only because I don't see myself very much as a funny person. So yeah, or normally how to tell a joke. It's not always my strong suit. So yeah.
Well, if you're going for a big budget sci-fi, I have to ask, what did you guys think about the new Star Wars?
I thought it was okay.
Spoken like a true Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
Fair to Midland. Fair to Midland.
It's pretty interesting.
All right, if you ever have a role for a husky Latino, I work for very cheap.
You're right in our budget.
Yeah,
Cheap is
keep in
good.
mind, absolutely.
Thank you. It's really great.
It's great talking to you guys.
Great to
Thank you
talk
very
to you
much.
too.
Can't wait to see the films.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm very excited.
Enjoy.
All right.
Do you want to be interviewed?
This together. Hello. That's my Davy. My Davy.
My Katie. Hi, mister. Hello.
Can you believe that?
Hi, mister. Hey.
So what do you think?
Oh, this is moving camera.
Ask a question.
Like a motion picture.
What do you want to know?
He's getting, gotta get, this is before.
I don't know how many people are in the frame right now. I'm Katie. Hi, nice to meet you.
Katie, David, Robert, and Dave.
Should I be over there with you? Or, I don't know what the frame is.
We're all in.
Everyone's in. Right, excellent.
Hi, I'm Katie.
Virginia. Hi, nice to meet you. I'll to meet you.
This is pretty much the cast and crew of Pi. We're missing one actress who couldn't be here today with us, but this was it.
Pretty much, yeah.
So Katie, Dynasty, Legacy, Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
What do you think of child actors today?
Well, a lot of them are my friends, and they're amazing people. They're very resilient. Some of them have had good experiences, some not so good. Some of them got eaten by their parents or the IRS or both. Some of them came out with all of their funds intact and college degrees and other things. We run the gamut.
Tell us a little bit about your role in this piece.
In this piece, well, I play I want to say a little bit anal retentive, very Christian, very conservative woman, and she loves her husband and wants to do the right thing and be the right person in the community, in the circles. Community is very important to her. Her image is very important to her. She's one of these people who wants to be liked and accepted in terms of, I don't want to say status, but that's pretty close to it. She's got friends in high places and wants to look good and wants her husband to be who she wants him to be so that he represents the other half of all that is this. And so when he doesn't live up to that expectation, well, I'll let you see, but pretty much she flips out.
David, you've worked at so many web series projects, independent films. Tell me about your experience working on this project.
Oh, well, this was great because I knew Damon from years ago, and you just said, I'm doing this project, and let's get this together. In fact, we knew that each of us had wives, and I said, I've got a perfect wife because I knew Katie from before, and we had worked together. Yeah, I guess that's how we met. But it's one of my favorite projects. I mean, Robert Shelby does amazing. I mean, this was your first film, right?
First official short, yeah.
I mean, just brilliant. It won awards, it went to festivals, and it's a powerful film. It's a real powerful film.
What's the emotion on set? How is it different? Because I'm also an independent filmmaker, and I always know that, when I'm on set with friends and people that I know in real life and have these outside relationships with outside of the business, do you think that contributes to the energy on set and then the overall outcome? Do you think that helps with the script and the storytelling? Can I answer that real quick? I think that because of my history with David, it sold us as a couple because we just know each other so well. At the same time, we're both professional. We realize that there's a limited time, a limited budget. We get in there, we do our job, we leave. Right. We can, chat and fool around later. Was the rap party crazy? I don't remember a rap party. No, it was very
It
was very crazy.
And also very professional.
This is the rap party.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. No, we had a little thing right at the end of the church scene.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Robert, what incited you to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do my first project?
Well, the story mainly was sort of the drive of it. Like the main part of the story is that there are these two guys who are sort of approaching middle age, and they meet online, and they fall in love behind their wives' backs. And the movie is really about what they decide to do about coming out to their wives. And in one of the cases, the wives gets very, very upset to the point of physical abuse. And I thought to myself, I haven't heard that very often. And I thought this might be an interesting sort of take on the sort of coming out world. How much is dealt with when coming from the other side. And the other thing is part of the other story is that the other gentleman does not come out of the closet, decides not to, which is something I've witnessed a lot talking to a lot of people. Most people, if they are feeling, having thoughts in that direction, they don't make the move at any point in their life, and that's actually a very large part of reality in this world. Is that it's not even something that is to consider. So like that to me, I thought was a very interesting thing to explore and try and to do as passionately as possible.
So when you get married, you're supposed to have unconditional love for your spouse. At what point does that kind of stop if there's this kind of situation? How much do you keep going? Do you just wash your hands and walk away? Because there is that unconditional love that's not just based on your sexuality.
Yeah, there's a whole life, a whole history that you guys have together, and for that to suddenly be nothing, can be very heartbreaking and a big deal. And is it really worth throwing all of that away just because of some emotions that you feel?
And I think also because of the age and the time period that this is going on, when my grandparents were dealing with a similar situation, it was illegal for my grandfather to be gay. And so that never got spoken. They ended up getting divorced, and he moved away and went to Mexico and lived with his male maid, and it just was never verbalized. It's not that much distance, in terms of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, and people of your age wouldn't necessarily have figured it out earlier. They're doing what's expected of them to do. They're going to college, they're finding the girl, they're getting married, and then to discover later that you have this whole other life that maybe wasn't even conscious because you just weren't looking.
We heard from a lot of men at gay film festivals who are my age, and I can remember hearing this myself. Just get married, it'll go away. This feeling will go away if we just get married. And unfortunately, some men bought into that and got married and ruined their lives and the lives of the woman they married as well. Because the love was never the same kind of love. It was almost a love of camaraderie rather than a love of commitment. And that's a whole different ballgame. Life is different. And any of the women that you talk to in these situations say they always knew something was different, but they couldn't put their finger on it. And the children that come from these relationships also will say, we knew there was something different about Dad or Mom, but we didn't really quite know what it was. When I first started working on this film, I would talk to people because I needed to get locations and things like that. And almost every single one of them, when I tell them the storyline, they would go, oh, that happened to my best friend, my uncle, my cousin, my girlfriend, whatever. It happens all the time. And especially for men my age, because it was the common thing. Get married, this will go away. This is how you cure yourself. And of course it never did.
Like there's something wrong with it.
Well, it was considered wrong.
Yeah.
It was still considered a disease when I was in high school.
Right.
You would think that all the Barbra Streisand albums would be a big giveaway to homosexuality.
Not necessarily. I mean, my husband knows every show tune there is, doesn't like sports.
I got something to tell you, girl.
No, I don't think so.
How much do you think sexuality still plays a role in Hollywood? Can you be an open actor and still expect a good career?
Not necessarily. I've worked as a talent manager, and I can tell you that when somebody walks in the door and they read gay, one of the first things we tell them, just like having an accent from another country, lose the accent, learn how to play straight, because 90% of what you're going to do out there, more than 90%, is going to be playing straight. You want to be able to play gay when you want to, but if you're representing as an actor the majority of the people on the planet, you're going to want to be able to play what the role is. And if you walk in gay, they're not going to be able to see
Well,
you.
and stereotypically gay.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yes.
there are many straight men that are stereotypically gay and not gay. That
Yes.
movie that
Right.
just came out, Do I Sound Gay?, is hysterical because it's straight men that happen to speak like a gay person, and they're not gay. Hollywood is changing, thank God. I think the tide is turning from the days of Michael Kearns being the first out HIV positive actor, and Michael is a wonderful, wonderful person, but his career changed, and that was a long time ago. I don't think it's affecting gay men as much as it used to.
Well, I hope
They're
not.
still working. I mean, they come out and they
But after they've had a career,
sometimes.
it's a little different when you're starting out.
Well, I don't think anybody starting out kind of wears that on their sleeve.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Well,
You'd be surprised.
I
I mean,
guess I
I
would
worked
be,
for a talent
but-
management company
but,
for 3.5 years.
I don't think that's. I think it's just kind of a moot point at this period of time.
I feel things are definitely changing.
I mean, can't imagine someone walking into an audition and saying, "Hi, I'm gay, but I want to read for this straight role." No one would do that.
No one would do that. But if you walk in
But that's
being the
you're
character,
being an actor.
Yes, exactly.
Or if you walk in with a French poodle in your arm.
Yeah, and the Liberace's already been done. So
Yeah, but just basically be professional. Come in as the character because casting directors don't have an imagination. Robert,
Join us for overtime.
Because I do casting too.
Robert, when's the sequel gonna come out?
Sequel for it's called Seek. And, it'll be in 2020.
it'll be a box set.
That's
Yes.
right.
What fun! Well, I can't wait to see the film.
I hope you enjoy it.
crossing.
Extras.
Poor guy crossing.
But you know what was nice? I mean, in Connection, we were talking at the beginning about working with people you love. Then we went on and we worked together in The Listener. I didn't act in it, but I helped cast it.
He was our casting
it's all
director.
about connection, and Katie and I worked in a film that she did, The Pool Boy. So it keeps going. You keep the family like John Cassavetes used to do.
Well, it becomes like a tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like everything else, it's always more fun to work with someone you already know than to try and make a new friend. But it's good to make a new connection. We all know that, but the tried and true is so much easier, and you can cut to the chase right away. You know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Are you staying?
Yeah, we're gonna do the Q&A after.
Great. Oh, great. Fabulous.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to try to do the little bump?
Did you want to do a sign off, or do you want to introduce?
You brought the message DVDs. Because you were just asking me.
Bring them over.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out.
Well, that's not gay at all.
Yeah, can we do a little bump? Is that okay?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, awesome.
Right there. Together.
Should I stop wearing this?
Okay.
I'm Alexander from On the Rocks radio show,
And I'm Virginia from Super Hungry the podcast.
and we are here for a day in undies.
Dave Indies.
Day of Indies. Celebrating filmmakers and independent film here in Long Beach.
Chilly / sunny / windy day. Super excited, and we can't wait to talk to some actors.
We'll see you inside.
You gotta remember when you're parked and you're gonna take in the car, you gotta keep on top of it, unless you want to
So they can introduce.
Day of Indies.
Give them the name.
Perfect.
That's right. No, you asked me if I wanted to do it. These are the guys right here.
I don't know.
Andreas is here,
Excellent, yeah.
so I can bring him out. And
That's fine. That's okay.
2 hours, yeah, they start to chop.
Yeah, you're okay.
I'm gonna do a quick cut.